Je vous remercie, mon ami. With the next speaker is a member of the third tier of our governance, which is local government. He is a member of the mayoral committee responsible for safety and security in Cape Town. You probably all noticed that we have a host of police officers here to make sure that you are safe. May I call upon the Honorable Mr. J.P. Smith to address you. Mr. Smith.
Good morning, goeiemorgen, morgen nonke, buenos dias, guten morgen, dobro jutro, habari, selamat pagi, bonjour, assalamu alaikum, namaste, shalom, and welcome to Cape Town. I am J.P. Smith, and I am welcoming you on behalf of our city. I thought I would just make my entire speech greetings in every language I could find, but then I would be in trouble with the gentleman sitting there in front, which is the city manager, who scolds me often, so appropriate protocol and decorum has to be maintained. I do want to say to you that it's an absolute immense honor to stand before you today at the International Association of Judges Conference and to host you here in our beautiful city. And I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished assembly of legal minds from across the globe. It is very intimidating. If I look nervous, it's because I am nervous. And you would have seen that on the screen earlier that had my title up as honourable. That's not correct. I am an early member of the City Council. The title is in fact alderman, which quite literally means old man. Your gathering here underscores the critical role you all play in upholding the pillars of justice in an increasingly complex international world. In today's rapidly changing society, the judiciary faces unprecedented challenges: technological advancements, globalization, and evolving social norms, and continues to reshape the landscape that you operate in. As stewards of justice, you must ensure that justice remains fair, equitable, and accessible to all, despite these evolving circumstances. One of the most significant changes in recent years has been the integration of technology into our legal system. And while technology offers tools that can enhance efficiency and transparency, it also presents all kinds of ethical dilemmas. How do you protect the privacy while embracing digital evidence? How do we ensure that AI-driven tools in the courtroom are free of bias? It is your task to navigate these questions with fairness and justice. Globalization has connected the world like never before. Transnational crime syndicates, international trade disputes, and cross-border family law issues require us to think beyond our national jurisdictions. Collaboration and mutual understanding among legal professionals worldwide is essential to address these challenges effectively. By sharing knowledge and best practice, you can build a more cohesive and effective global justice system. As one of the three arms of government, and I heard our MC refer to us as the third tier, the Constitution calls us spheres of government, sir. We are very protective of that sphere and not tier. As one of the three arms of government, the judiciary has an important role in society. Yet independent courts around the world face significant efforts to undermine the independence of the judiciary or attempts to chip away at the legitimacy in the eyes of the citizens through misinformation and propaganda. Across the world, we see instances of the blurring of the line between the political and the judicial. We as citizens place the utmost faith in the personal integrity of our judges to withstand these pressures and uphold the rule of law, as well as the independence and the impartiality of the judiciary. Despite the magnitude of the responsibility we place on judges and the critical role they play in the survival of our democracy, many governments, including South Africa, struggle to offer judges remuneration and working conditions that reflect the importance of their work. You can see I came to pander. This results in inadequate pay, insufficient number of judges, and increased workloads. Financial constraints present a global challenge, but prioritizing the remuneration and improving the working conditions is essential to honor and guarantee the integrity of the services provided. And it is essential also to ensure fair recognition of these services and to attract the caliber of judges needed. Currently, many judges operate in dilapidated infrastructure and inhospitable conditions without essential resources like researchers, databases, or adequate administrative support. In the worst cases, courts are located in unsafe areas, posing safety risks to those who must uphold the law. That's why Cape Town is willing to collaborate with the National Prosecuting Authority and the Department of Justice and other role players to ensure our municipal courts are in safe and accessible areas. And while we invested in 100 additional law enforcement officers in this and other CBDs to ensure that we push back against the creeping crime and grime that affects inner cities where these courts are primarily located. Addressing these issues is critical and crucial to ensure that we can expect world-class jurisprudence from our judges. Despite all these challenges, citizens expect judges to continue to uphold the rule of law, defend our Constitution, uphold and advance human rights, protect the very foundation of democracy against the perpetual onslaught from malign actors who would drag society into a spiral of corruption and autocracy. In conclusion, the responsibility you bear in pursuit of justice is immense, but also your potential for positive impact. As you convene here at the International Association of Judges Conference, let's reaffirm the commitment to justice, fairness, and the rule of law. Let's embrace the opportunities and challenges of our time with integrity and dedication. Together, the judiciary, with adequate support from the state, can ensure our legal system continues to serve as a beacon of justice in a complex and ever-changing world. I hope you have a wonderful stay here in Cape Town and that you enjoy the conference tremendously. If I immediately abscond and I drag our city manager with me, it is not a sign of disrespect, but it is because we are having a very large marathon in our city this weekend, and my other hat involves making sure that all those arrangements are in place. A very large marathon, we're bidding to be one of the Abbott's World Marathon Majors, so it is quite preoccupying us, and you are a very important and august assembly of people, but that's really important. I will be fleeing there next. And we also have a rugby game on the same weekend. And if you know anything about South Africans and Cape Townians, it's that we are obsessed with that sport. And so these two things together are going to keep us well busy. I hope you have an amazing conference. Thank you very much for hosting it here in Cape Town.
Muchas gracias, mi amigo. It's very rare that you have a politician speak so well about the judiciary. I think we are perennial foes because we fight for certain spaces, we fight for resources from them, we fight for more judges, and we fight for our independence. As you all know, one of the founding values of this organization is the strive for judicial independence. Now it's always nice to hear somebody that comes from the other side speaking about judicial independence. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith, or Alderman Smith. Thank you very much. We are in a very unique setting. Years ago, when Jan van Riebeeck came from the Netherlands in 1652, and they founded a mission station here, they took slaves from Indonesia, Java, Sumatra, and when those people came to South Africa, they formed a unique culture that did not only include languages, but also a unique kind of dance, a unique kind of entertainment. And those of you who have visited South Africa in the past will know that we have a second New Year in this country, or this part of the country rather. And the second New Year is normally a day that is reserved for the ministers in order to recognize the culture of those people who were enslaved in the Cape Colony. And as part of today's entertainment, we have some of the ministers who have have preserved that culture. And we would like to showcase that to you. I think they are ready to at least deliver one item for us at this stage. Please. Centrally responsible for JUDGESCONFERENCE joining the International Association of Judges. Those of you who have institutional memory will remember that Judge Lekhansi was instrumental with Mr. Dreyer van der Merwe to get South Africa to join the IAJ. As we say in this country, when an old man passes, it's like a library that burns down. Now, he is the library. He is the person that knows how JUDGESCONFERENCE became a member of the IAJ, and he has been with the organization ever since, although he is no longer a former member of JUDGESCONFERENCE due to his elevation to the Supreme Court bench or High Court bench. Judge Lekhansi, please join us and say a few words on behalf of the Western Cape.
Chief Justice, the President of the International Association of Judges, former President's Committee, distinguished guests. It's a real honor for me to stand here today to address you. I can vividly remember as a young magistrate then in 2002 at the 43rd annual meeting of the IAJ in Brazil, in Recife. I attended on behalf of JUDGESCONFERENCE. And it was an occasion I will always remember, because it was South Africa and Croatia that got admitted during that annual meeting. And I think, if I don't have it wrong, that the President of the IAJ today was the person that's given the address there on behalf of Croatia. And it was so nice to see him again after nearly 24 years. Obviously, we were much younger, much more slimmer, and not so grey. As you heard, my name is Andre Lekhansi, or Grains, as you would pronounce it. Cape Town has got a diverse population of all sorts, and a real melting pot. Somewhere in my DNA, although little, I've got the French Huguenots in me, and when I was in Recife, I met a delegation there that was speaking only French, and I didn't have a clue what they were talking about. So to the French delegation, I would like to say, bonjour et bienvenue au Cap. Voulez-vous dans le monde? J'espère que vous apprécierez votre séjour. In the last few years, the International Association of Judges has grown tremendously, and so did the Judicial in South Africa. We are enormously proud of our first women Chief Justice in our country, and we are definitely excited about it in many ways. But further that we made recently within this week, and that is that we also have the first Judge President of the Western Cape in South Africa as a woman judge. from us in the Western Cape, that's a true celebration and a moment in history that we will recognize. We have some interesting facts within the Western Cape. You've seen the minstrels passing through here. Now, when young Van Riebeeck came, obviously they needed slaves. And those that can walk about in Cape Town, there's the slave quarters of the Slave Museum on the top of Adelaide Street. But that's an interesting fact there, because the first High Court in South Africa sat in 1828. And it started off in that building. And what's further important, after the slave lodge was done away with, it became a house of full repute for a number of years. It's a huge place. Thereafter, as I said, the High Court moved in there. The building of what we currently occupied has been built in 1912. And for some reason, the front entrance of the building looked towards, in terms of the plan, towards the garden and the mountain. That means the judges' chambers would have faced the other way and not have that beautiful view. The judges then objected tremendously and said, no, they want to see the mountain and also the beautiful garden, and they had to change the front entrance. Because they insisted they wanted chambers to that extent that they can see the beauty of Cape Town. And they only moved into that building in 1914. If you have got time, I don't know, but please make a chance to go and see the building, because it's an historical building. With regard to the work, I've seen that there is a section on artificial intelligence. For me, it's an important part of the judiciary going forward. We need to embrace it, but to what extent are we going to embrace it? I think it's important that as judges, we need to look at how we can put certain measures in place. Because the last thing that we want to see is judges just putting in information in a computer and then deliver that as he or her judgment. The integrity of the data need to be protected. And as we move forward, I think that we need to put out parameters and rules and regulations as to how we're going to deal with it. We cannot ignore it. It can only be beneficial to us, but we have seriously to look at it as how we're going to deal with it. On behalf of the Western Cape, judges and magistrates, I'd like to say, please enjoy your stay. This is the mind maker of South Africa. Please go around. This is the place to be at. There's mountains, the sea, and I will just say to the Chief Justice that I've adopted this new thing of swimming in cold waters, the open sea in the mornings. That's why I'm looking so fresh today. All the best, and may you have a wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. The next speaker on the program is the President of the IHA, Mr. Duro Cesar, a person with whom I have served on the Presidency Committee. I can also vividly recall when he was elected to the Presidency Committee as an additional member from the European group, when Mr. Horace and Mr. Markle came to me in my capacity as the President of the African Regional Group and said to me, please tell the people to vote for the gentleman from Croatia. He's a very intelligent man. And having served with him, I can vouch for his intelligence. Mr. Duro, it's your turn. Thank you.
dear colleagues, dear friends, Lady Chief Justice of the South African Supreme Court, dear colleagues and friends, it is for me a great honor and a real pleasure to be here with you at this beautiful venue, at this beautiful city, enjoying the hospitality of our host Association of Judges of South Africa, UASA, and the support of the South African Judiciary. The presence of the Chief Justice here is a clear proof that is the case. We who are involved in the organization of this kind of meeting know how it is difficult and challenging to make it work. So it will be for me first duty to show gratitude and to applause to our South African colleagues and every each of them who work hard and will work hard in the days to come and will not spare their time and strength to feel us at home at these few days. So, thank you. We assembled at this CIBTN meeting with the feeling that unfortunately the state of justice worldwide eroded comparing to the moment we left Thailand last year. Reports from the regional groups to the Central Council and the Presidency Committee statements show with no doubt that every part of the world experienced some kind of level to be spread. Try to visit as often as you can the Muslim section, where we gather the most recent news we get on the web affecting the worldwide judiciaries, but also information on our cultural activities as well as the part dedicated to the solidarity with the judiciary of. And I come here to the last part of my short intervention, solidarity with the judiciary of. We must never forget the fight that so many of our colleagues have to wage every day for their working conditions and sometimes, unfortunately, for their own existence. We recognize many times the situation in different countries. Unfortunately, a number of judicial systems experiencing problems of protection, judicial independence, and protection of the life of judges is constantly growing. Here I would only like to focus the attention among the many cases on our Ukrainian colleagues who try every day to perform their duties under the bombs and rockets of an absurd and criminal aggression. We have a delegate here and through whom we would like to convey our full solidarity and true love to all our Ukrainian colleagues. But let me also mention the situation of other colleagues or former colleagues who are still colleagues for us, who have personally suffered so much just for defending their ideas of justice which is really independently partial. In particular, I would ideally address here our Turkish brethren, whom I had the honor to know and befriend since the year 2009 in Marrakesh when the Yasa became our neighbor. And over the following years, of course, in Istanbul during the meetings so perfectly organized by them in the year 2011 until the tragic year 2016. I would like to underline and repeat that there and will always be in our hearts. Believe me, dear colleagues, each time I experience a problem in my work, and only God knows how many times it happens, I cannot refrain from thinking to the horrible thoughts that our Turkish colleagues had and still have to endure, to the ordeals they have been going through, losing their judicial position, losing their salaries, being in prison for years and years, seeing their families exposed to retaliations and misery. Compared to this, my troubles disappear, and this gives me strength and determination to go on. We all, our Turkish friends, respect and admiration, and also for this reason, we must reject the attempts from the current Turkish government and their puppet judicial organizations to present the current system as a form of protection of human rights and judicial independence. So that's all I wanted to say in this opening ceremony, and thank you for your patience and attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Giacomo. Yeah, it's just a stark reminder of what some judicial officers go through. I have a vivid memory of Murad, who was sentenced to a long-term imprisonment in Turkey for being a judge who stood for judicial independence. He is still in jail as we speak. And thank you, Jacob, for reminding us about the price that some of us pay for judicial independence. The next speaker was supposed to be our Honorable Minister of Justice. She unfortunately can't be here with us today because of a urgent cabinet meeting. I am informed that there is a recorded message that will be played now, and thereafter we will have the ministers again. Mr. Jumot, is it set up? Can we please have the message from the minister? Thank you.
Judge JUDGESCON, the President of the International Association of Judges, Judge Jacob, Secretary General of the Association of Judges, Chief Justice Mohamed Samaya, the Chief Justice of the Republic of South Africa, Judge Judicial, the acting Judge President of the Western Cape Division of the High Court of Judges and Magistrate President. This is our first house of the division in the Western Cape. Appreciated Judge General, members of the International which the judiciary should hold both the legislature and the executive in upholding the rule of law inadvertently brings the reversal of democratic gains. If not properly managed, this will deprive the societies of the important resources that will be used for basic services such as public health, education, infrastructure development, safety and security. One of the critical issues that the conference will be discussing is the impact of artificial intelligence on judicial activities. Our respective judicial system cannot ignore the achievement of scientific and technological progress. And artificial intelligence is becoming one of the fully fledged participants in the administration of justice, and its introduction into the judicial system is already inevitable because modern digital technologies are actively being introduced into spheres of society, including justice. Electronic justice in many countries, in the advent of the development of information technology, has moved to a qualitatively new level. Judging by the technological advances in most of the developed countries, it has become obvious that artificial intelligence will be viewed as our present and not only as our future. I am confident that your deliberations and experiences will assist some of us who are still to embrace artificial intelligence in our legal system. Program Director, distinguished guests, I have noted the statement issued by the August Institution dated 4th September 2024 regarding the delays in addressing salaries of magistrates. The issue of salaries of magistrates was before the Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development on the 11th September 2024, were in salary increments of 4.7% for the financial year 2024-25, with effect from the 1st of April 2024 was approved. So the issue is being attended to and is receiving necessary attention it deserves. In today's landscape, it is my belief and conviction that the global network of justice actors have the potential to enhance excellence within the court system. It is through cultivating principles of transparency, accountability, and integrity that these networks are properly positioned to enable a collaborative approach. This approach is crucial in safeguarding the judicial role as well as a robust pillar of upholding democracy and the rule of law. Given our global challenges, where the rights of children and witnesses are constantly under attack, it is imperative that we strive to uphold the principles substantive equality to all, guaranteeing that decisions are made in a transparent, accountability manner, as well as promoting the dignity, respect, and independence of children and women. This is an integral necessity in fostering a just and equitable legal system where every individual are recognized and upheld. It is for this reason why the South African government is concerned about continuing escalation of military action by the State of Israel on the Lebanon Republic, Palestine, and Iran. These military invasions and attacks inordinately affects the vulnerable groups, especially women and children. I want to use this opportunity to call for calm and restraint for the use of the backward military violence and de-escalation of tensions in the specific regions as women and children get disproportionately affected by the unwarranted acts. I therefore, in conclusion, would like to take this opportunity thank you for the wonderful choice you have made in converging in our shores in the beautiful city of Cape Town. Over the next 4 days, please trash out all the topical, legal issues impacting on our democracies. It is from our firm conviction that you will emerge from this gathering having greatly benefited from each other's shared wisdom, experiences, and networks in the quest to expand our global jurisprudence. Do not forget to take a short left, visit the beautiful sights of the city of Cape Town, and enjoy yourself in the South African hospitality. I thank you.
After the fall.
Thank you, Minister. Those who represent the Minister here, please convey our thanks and gratitude for her message. We will have our last speaker, who is the Chief Justice of South Africa, but before we do that, normally in this country when a great person stands up to talk, we ululate. And for that reason, we are going to have the minstrels introduce an item or two in order to introduce the Chief Justice. They may come through. Thank you. Thank you. Before I call upon the Chief Justice of South Africa to say a word or two, we have in our midst the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the Honorable Alukoyode Ariwula, who is here with a delegation. And for a very long time, South Africa has been the only Anglophone African country as a member of the IAJ. Hopefully we'll have a brother, or is it a sister, from Nigeria, who is also a Anglophone speaking country in Africa. Chief Justice, I have been requested to ask you to say a few words as the head of the delegation of Nigeria.
Good morning, Mr. President and the executive of the IAJ. My colleagues, good morning as well. My name is Olukayode Ariwola, immediate past Chief Justice of Nigeria. I disengaged in August as required by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at the age of 70 years, making me a former Chief Justice. We now have a wonderful number two, a woman as the Chief Justice of Nigeria now in office. I'm honored and greatly privileged to have the President of the largest penultimate court in Nigeria, the Court of Appeal, headed by Honorable Justice Monica Dongba Menson, accompanied by one of His Lordship's Justices of the Court, Honorable Justice Ngosika. We have a registered National Association of Judges in Nigeria. And we are privileged to have the invitation to attend the 68th conference of the IAJ 2024. I've had the privilege of virtually having discussion with Mr. President of the IAJ and a couple of the executive members. This is one of the greatest associations of judicial officers internationally. And except we handle ourselves by ourselves, the other two arms of government may continue to keep us aback. We have to be one to be able to play our role in the annals of government. Don't forget, it is usually the executive arm, the legislative arm, and we are always under the judicial arm of government. As the third arm, we are not number three. We are just one of the three arms. I appreciate the activities of the executive of the IAJ, and I wish you more successes. Thank you very much, colleagues. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for those kind words. It is now my task to introduce to you the Chief Justice of South Africa. In the Nguni languages, she has been baptized as Northwest, meaning that it is a lady who achieves first. That in essence, epitomizes our Chief Justice. She has been the first president of our Supreme Court of Appeal. She is also now the first female Chief Justice of this country. She has, in her career, achieved a lot of firsts and therefore deserving of the title Northwest. I am not going to set out her entire CV for you, but she is a great, formidable, and competent person who is quite new in the post. She started on the 1st of September this year, and already has made sure that she does many things for the judiciary in this short space of time. I work closely with her as one of the heads of court, and I can testify to the fact that she is a person who works very hard. And she is a person who has the judiciary very dear to her heart. You have heard our Minister of Justice speaking about the rule of law. We come from a society which was governed by the rule by unjust laws. Our Chief Justice comes from the same era, so she acutely understands the role of the rule of law and the importance of the judiciary in making sure that it safeguards the rights and freedoms of our people. Allow me, therefore, to call upon the Chief Justice, Mandisa Maya, to say a few words.
Thank you for your kind words. Continuing judicial education and collaborations of the nature of this conference, which provide opportunities for judicial officers to obtain and maintain the necessary skills and knowledge to fulfill their roles and duties successfully, thus improving judicial performance and capacity, promoting greater consistency in judicial decisions, and updating judges in new methods, laws, and other knowledge play a critical role in this regard. In order to earn the respect and support of the public, we also have to consider the efficiency of our processes in dispensing justice with the necessary speed. Key in this regard is the identification of systemic challenges that impede the effective functioning of legal systems in our jurisdictions. These challenges often manifest as delays in case resolution, procedural inefficiencies, and disparities in the application of justice. Over time, these issues erode public trust in legal institutions and hinder the judiciary's ability to provide timely and fair justice. The recognition of these shortcomings serves as a catalyst for introspection and the initiation of reforms to remedy inherent deficiencies. There's an urgent need to address the substantial case backlogs that have historically plagued legal systems of developing nations. Prolonged delays in case resolution not only deny justice, but also contribute to a growing sense of frustration among litigants. By focusing on backlog reduction, reforms aim to streamline legal processes, implement case management strategies, and leverage technology to expedite proceedings. The goal is to create legal systems that are responsive, efficient, and capable of delivering timely justice to those who need it. In today's world, which is characterized by a high level of technological development, the transformation of the judicial system into an electronic format is becoming a necessary stage in the development of justice. Over the past decades, there has been a steady trend towards the introduction of e-justice, which offers a new perspective on ensuring accessibility, speed, and efficiency of justice. This rapid transition from traditional judicial practices to the use of modern technologies, however, has its challenges, but also a huge potential for improving the delivery of justice and meeting the needs of citizens. The theme of this conference is therefore most apt and could not have been addressed at a better time than now, as the digitization of our court systems moves apace, and artificial intelligence is becoming firmly interwoven into the judicial fabric and decision-making.